Today, we serve up the delectable details about making an offer so sweet they just gotta eat. It's not plain vanilla, it's vibrant with value. You can have seconds. Yes, we'll allow you. Bubbling with benefits. It takes the cake. And here's the icing, enticing pricing. It's a craze you'd endorse. It's a powerful force. They're obliged to buy because there's no other course. For cash in the coffer, make this kind of offer. It's simply irresistible.
Hey, welcome back, everyone, to the Kingdom Builders Academy podcast. We have got a great episode in store. This is one of my favorite topics, creating irresistible offers. So this is a pillar in building a brand, business, and ministry. You have got to have something to offer, something good, something that people want and love. So let's kick it off. Coach Tam, what do you think makes an irresistible offer?
Well, I think that there's several ingredients, and I feel that if you use these ingredients, it's sort of like baking a cake. If you use the right ingredients, you're going to come up with something tasty. But if you leave something out, that cake is going to fall. It's not going to be tasty. It's not going to be good. So it's not just one thing. It's several things. And I'll kick it off. I'll kick it off with the first thing. And I'm going to say the first thing is that when you're making an offer, make sure that you package it beautifully. Make sure that your design is first rate. It doesn't have to be expensive. I always say that printing anything, ink is the same cost, paper is the same cost, but the design is what really takes it to the next level. So it doesn't have to be expensive. In fact, when I sell my products on stage, it's non-existent. I have a virtual product. I sell a virtual product, an online course. It has no packaging, but my PowerPoint slides are hot, hot, hot. My order form is beautiful. It rocks. If I give away a ticket to a live event or a special report or even a thumb drive with digital content, it's all very, very pretty. So you want to make sure that when you're making an offer that's irresistible, that you're packaging, that it looks really great. It looks first rate. So I would say that's one of the top ingredients.
Yeah, I think actually it'd be helpful just for a minute to zoom out on what even is an offer? Like what are we even talking about? Where does this fit in to sharing your message, helping people, building a business, changing lives? The offer is so important. I think just real quick, zoom out. There's a big three to building a business, right? To having a successful business that pays you to pursue your purpose, that gives you the fuel for your fire to reach a lot of people and change a lot of lives. You do need to get paid, right? Billy Graham taught you, Coach Tam, if you don't learn how to finance your ministry, you're not going to have a ministry for very long. So we do need to have something to offer. So that offer is going to be some high value resource that the people who are most interested, most engaged, most ready to go to the next level in whatever you teach, whether it's in health or wealth or relationships or business or spirituality, marriage, whatever, right? You could have a message on just about anything, right? And you can share that message from the stage or from a podcast or with your books. At the end of the day, there's going to be a certain percentage of people that want to go to the next level, that want to go further, want to go faster. So you need to have, if you want to have a successful business that pays you to pursue your purpose, you need to have an offer, right? And we call it a high ticket back end offer, something that's $1,000 or more that will help people go to the next level.
Right. And if you're not getting traction, you can blame your mom. That's what the psychologists all say. Everybody blames their mom. So your mom is your message, your offer, or your market. So if you're not getting traction, if you're not making sales, something's gone wrong in one of those three areas. Either your messaging is not right, your offer is not right, or maybe your offer is non-existent. Maybe you don't even have an offer. Well, you need to get an offer. Or it's your market. Maybe you've got a great offer and your messaging is spot on, but you're talking to the wrong people. That means that your marketing or your market is off. Your market is off. So, but today we're going to focus on the offer. So how do we make an offer that is irresistible? It's a can't say no offer. It's a no brainer of an offer. Okay. So I told you, first of all, that I want to see that the packaging is beautiful, that it looks professional. It doesn't look like you just got some clip art off the internet or your 7-year-old nephew designed it. Okay. Step two, and this is really, really important, is to present it confidently. Remember that you're an angel with answers. You've got the goods. You've helped people. You've gotten amazing results for them. So far from being timid, you can chest thump about your offer. You've got what potential clients want and need. So your product or service is going to change their lives. And they're going to love you forever because you gave them the solution that they always wanted. So don't you dare be shy about this. It's your moment to shine. You've arrived right on time with the best solution to the problem. And this is awesome news that you're delivering. So I want you to deliver it confidently. Don't stumble, don't mumble, don't kill your clothes. Just like confidence, cowardice shows. Lose the timidity, show your solidity, stand in maturity, dismiss insecurity. Confidence is courageous and contagious. Say it loud and proud and wow the crowd. Why be shy? Don't you want them to buy? Show some backbone. Don't lose your nerve so you can help those you're called to serve. You're not doing something to them, you're doing something for them. Making an offer is like baking a cake. Removing the sugar is a big mistake. If you want them to eat, it has to be sweet. And for the love of God, don't give it away. Poverty pricing will crush your souffle.
Oof. Oof.
And it's
Amen. Amen. Love the rhymes, Coach Tam. So good. Yeah, I got to present it confidently. Here's one thing I want to bring you in this on this one, Sunny Bunny. I think it's such a important and sometimes even like a big shift, right? A big paradigm shift of what are we really offering? You know, when we make that kind of offer from the stage, from a webinar to a prospective client, what are we really offering? Because what we're not actually offering is a course or a coaching program or video modules or coaching sessions. Honey, what is the key word? What are we really offering when we're making an offer?
I think we're offering them the results. We don't want to scare people away by the work. And I think about people who are in the relationship niche all the time, and especially in marriages where I think sometimes we feel so overwhelmed by the problem that we're facing, whether it's, maybe in a relationship niche or financial or with our health, that we feel paralyzed. So I think a lot of times people aren't even taking a step, in the right direction because they just feel overwhelmed and they feel like it's impossible, like it's not something they can do. So presenting all your steps and all your formulas and all the ways and all the work that they have to do, it's just going to scare them away because they already feel overwhelmed. So I would say just like make it really simple, like make it something that it's like, oh, like I'm going to lose weight fast. I mean, think about every great infomercial you ever saw, right? They're just promising results like left, right, and center. You're just like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be in like size 2 jeans and a bikini on the beach in no time flat. I'm not saying that's what everybody wants, but I'm just saying like it's the results that sell. Don't tell me all the work I'm going to have to do because I'll probably just change the channel.
Totally. Totally. Yeah. That's what we call the what, not the how. When you're presenting your offer, when you're making an offer, it's all about what they're going to get, not how they're going to get it. I love that infomercial example, Coach Jillian. Here's one thing that I wanted to share with everybody, because I think that making an offer, especially a high ticket offer, can be really intimidating for a lot of reasons. But one of those reasons that we hear all the time from our members is, oh, my content isn't ready. I don't have the course built, because we really help our members get paying clients kind of with nothing but a vision, right? We've got to refine that vision and help you get laser sharp clarity on who is it for? How is it helping them? How do we price, package, and promote it specifically, right? So we got to get all those things dialed in. But what we don't need is a bunch of videos and a bunch of worksheets and a bunch of content and curriculum ironed out. And here's why. Because I think that, the key thing that we're really offering is transformation. That's what people want. They want a transformation. They want those results. So there are, I think, 4 keys to transformation. And I would break these down 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. This is how transformation actually works. First, you have to get people clarity. They've got to see where they're at now and where they want to go. They've got to kind of discern that there is a gap. There is something missing between where I'm at now and where I want to go. That's the first step. That's the first 25% to creating a transformation in someone's life, is just helping them get clarity to see where they're at and where they want to go. Step 2 is commitment, helping them come to a place of decision that I am going to do something about it. I see where I'm at, I see where I want to go, and I have decided to do something about it. That's the second step. Third is consistency, is helping somebody be accountable to the process, to stay consistent on the journey, to show up day in, day out, week in, week out. That is 75% of the formula to creating a transformation in someone's life. Believe it or not, and you probably can see this, that even without any content, even without any curriculum, even without any magic formula, you can create transformation in people's lives by helping them get clarity, get committed, and be consistent. You could literally do about anything, right? And then that fourth piece is your content. And that's going to shift over time. I can't tell you how many times we've changed up our curriculum over the last 12 years. How many times the Kingdom Builders Academy curriculum has been optimized and improved. You're going to do the same thing. So you just got to start somewhere and realize that 75% of the game is not your content, is not your curriculum, is not your course. It's just offer a service to people. Be their friend, be their coach, be their shepherd in helping them get clarity, committed, be consistent, and you'll work the content out along the way. You do not need to let that stop you, that I haven't created my course yet. I haven't fleshed out my content. My content's not ready. That doesn't matter. That is like the last little bit that's just going to evolve and change over time.
Absolutely. Let's talk about pricing for a second, because I think a lot of people get sort of choked up when they're making an offer and they feel that they have to give the most cut rate price. And I want to tell you, you're shooting yourself in the foot when you do that, because we grow up hearing things like there's no free lunch and you get what you pay for. And so if you're really pricing it super, super cheap, then people kind of expect that it's not a very high value. So I want to talk to you for a second about pricing your products intelligently. You want to price your product for what it's truly worth, even if that price is far above the going rate for similar products or services. But then slash the price dramatically, do 50% off. People love 50% off. Secondly, I would say that you want to include bonus items that have a super high perceived value. So maybe it's just like a business assessment tool that you develop with the express purpose of making it a bonus. So it might be something that you just put together knowing it's going to be a bonus. Okay, price it and sell it on your website or in your catalog for its true value, even if that price is far more than the going rate for a similar item. Then throw it in as a bonus into the package. So we're talking now about bundling, okay? 3 free bonuses is always better than 1 or 2. 3 free bonuses is also always better than 4 or 5. Now, you have to preserve the integrity of the offer, so giving away too much will have the opposite effect. It'll cheapen your offer, and you don't want to do that. So stick to 3 free bonuses and be sure and tell the people what the bonuses normally sell, and then that raises the value of your offer, but you're throwing them in as free bonuses.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, I know we give to our members a 7 steps to creating an irresistible offer, right? The irresistible offer formula. So that's, I mean, awesome content that I know we could do like part 2, part 3, part 4 on this. And we're just kind of scratching the surface on a lot of this. But I want to get into a little more specifics on the pricing and really how that will build your business. Because remember, we've talked about this on the podcast before. I got alluded to it earlier. There's really a big 3 that you need. You need a traffic source. You need a way to build an audience, to reach people, to build your tribe. You need a traffic source. Second, you need a funnel. You need a way to funnel the most qualified people in your audience into 3, your offer, right? So you're going to be able to do the books and the speaking and the social media, the podcast, all those things that you want to do. But let's keep in mind, none of those things are your offer, right? You've got to have that high ticket back end offer. And that starts at $1,000 per client, right? Like that's kind of like the ground floor that we want to build on. Now, with our members, we let them cut the price in half for the first client or two. You could take a client at $500, a second client at $500, but really, you want to get to $1,000 per client out of the gate, right out of the gate. And I want to show you how this scales, how this builds, just so you can kind of see the vision. And, from us who've worked with thousands of students and have seen this journey, kind of what are realistic expectations? Like, how does this stack? How does this grow? Step 1 is to get your first 3 to 5 clients at $1,000. Make your first $3,000 to $5,000. With our members, we do that in 90 days. Get your first 3 to 5 clients, charge them $997 for your offer. And again, like there's more details that go into it, but just big picture, what are the steps? Step 1 is get your first $3,000 to $5,000 in paying clients. And those are usually going to be one-on-one clients for $1,000. And that is a great, great value. One-on-one coaching packages can be $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 plus. So when you come in offering a transformation, a solution, these results in a one-on-one format for $1,000, you will have takers, right? If you get the market and the message and the offer right, like we talked about, you will have takers. So step 1 is getting your first 3 to 5 clients, $3,000 to $5,000. Step 2 is after having a few one-on-one clients, let's shift to group, right? And instead of just doing our first $3,000 to $5,000, let's make that an every month thing. So step 2 is shift to group coaching instead of one-on-one and make $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And we can keep it at $1,000, right? Just 3 to 5 clients a month, a client a week. That's step 2. Step 3 is then once we've been doing that, we've fleshed out our content. Now we've built out our curriculum. Now we've got a track record of getting great results for our members. We can up the price to the big leagues or just like the regular leagues of $2,500 per client for a transformation experience with coaching and community and curriculum and real results and real transformation, $2,500 per client. And at that stage, step 3 is scaling to $10,000 a month. And I would say on average, these 3 steps from your first $3,000 to $5,000, step 1. Step 2, $3,000 to $5,000 per month, every month, consistently. Step 3, jump from $3,000 to $5,000 a month to $10,000 a month or $5,000 to $10,000 a month to where we're at legit 6 figures. We can do this really quick. Again, when you do the right things, the right way, the right order, each of those steps on average takes 3 to 6 months, right? On the fast end, 3 months. On the slow end, 6 months. And you can see yourself going from 0 to your first $5,000 to a consistent income of $3,000 to $5,000 to a consistent income of 6 figures.
And one of our members just put in the chat that she just got her first $5,000 client. And the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So our members who are following our system, 78% of them get their first, second, third, usually 1 to 3 high-paying clients, meaning $1,000 or more, within 90 days. Within 90 days of following our system, 78% of our clients, of our members, get their first high-paying client. And that's mostly people who have never had a high-paying client, who have never had a client whatsoever. And this includes even speakers who are seasoned speakers who are used to getting little couple $100 honorariums and standing ovations and selling a few $20 books. They've never had high ticket clients, but within 90 days, they get them because they're doing the right things the right way in the right order. And part of that is making an irresistible offer. And when I think about an irresistible offer, what are those ingredients to bake that cake that's so sweet that they've got to eat? I've already talked a little bit about pricing it intelligently and presenting it confidently and making sure that it's beautiful and throwing in some bonuses. And I think really a great example of an irresistible offer is how we offer an opportunity for people a couple of times a year. We open up the doors and we offer an opportunity for people to audition for our program. And when we do, we say, hey, we're going to invite you in the door for $99. For $99, we're going to set you up with a one-on-one coach. You're going to have 4 coaching sessions with them. We're going to help you get crystal clear on what your message is, who it is that you're going to help, what kind of offer you're going to make. We're going to let you see everything that we have to offer. We're going to show you our curriculum. You're going to get to interact with our members. We're even going to give you my $2,000 boot camp program for free. That's a free bonus that we're going to give you. All of this for $99. How do you say no to that? That's an irresistible offer. So we're throwing in bonuses. We're making it beautiful. We're giving them more than they expect, right? We're letting them see everything that we have. We're interacting with them personally, and we're offering a money back guarantee. I believe that you should have a money back guarantee on everything that you offer. You want it to be easy for people to take action. You don't want them to be fearful. You don't want them to be fretful. And so part of doing that is guaranteeing that, hey, if you don't get what you came for, if you don't get what we promised, we'll give you your money back. And I think that shows that you have confidence in your own offer too, and it lowers the fear barrier for them.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of fear, Coach Tam, honey, I want to bring you back in on this. I think a lot of our viewers and listeners on the podcast have fear themselves of making an offer or being a coach, or I don't know that I could be a coach, or I don't know that I could charge kind of a high price for what I've been through and my experience and my expertise. Honey, what kind of advice do you have to people in that situation?
Well, it's so interesting. I just saw a message in the chat, and I wish, I'm sorry. I don't. Oh no, it was Craig. He said, "Well, one of the ways I got clarity during this kind of initial trial phase was thinking about how much he had paid to be trained in his niche." And some of us, right? Like we haven't, there's not a degree or a specific amount of training that you've gone through, but I would say that it's irrelevant. But just for the people who you do have there, because I want to just say, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. I don't want anybody getting angry with me. So we have I think we have 2 types of people. We have the people who have a professionally integrated background, whether it's like health or it's marriage or it's relationships, counseling, finances, whatever it is. They either have a lot of training or they have degrees. And then you have the other group, which is equally as valuable, but people who maybe they're just that go-to person that gives relationship advice, or it's kind of based on what they've been through for the last 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Maybe it's addiction, and maybe they walked themselves through addiction, then maybe they had a child that went through addiction, or whatever the case may be. Both of those groups are equally valuable. But I would just say, kind of like what Craig said, if you're in the group where you got a degree, or maybe you worked in health and fitness for 20 years, think about, what did it cost you? What was the price that you paid to get the training that you received? Whatever that looked like, whatever the degree was. And then in the other group, think about what your life experience is worth. Think about any influencer out there. I was going to start naming them, but I don't even know if that's appropriate. But most of them, they started just like you and I. There was nothing. It was just a series of ideas and experiences. And you know what they did? They found people that could resonate with them. They said, I'm going to just kind of, to use more I don't know if the word is secular, but to put it out there in the universe, so to speak, right? Even Mel Robbins is a perfect example of someone who's let's just put it out there in the universe and see what happens. And people started resonating. But what's so cool about what we do is that we have a kingdom blueprint and a strategy to unlock with Heavenly Solutions. things that nobody else could solve, problems that nobody else could solve. So it's like you have to understand the worth, the value of that. I mean, people have been reading and listening to self help gurus for a decade about how to lose weight and keep it off, like how to be able to get along with their spouse, how to manage their money, whatever the case may be. And those gurus couldn't unlock it for them. Though the self help books couldn't solve the problem. The weight comes back, the fighting in the marriage continues. Like these are the things where like we're kingdom entrepreneurs, you guys. Like we can bring solutions from heaven that are completely customized via the Holy Spirit for whoever's sitting right in front of you, for whoever the group is. It's a heavenly strategy that makes the difference. So I would just say, like, remember the value of like what maybe your actual degree is or what your experience is. And like, what did your oil cost you? Like, what is the value and the worth of what you've been through in that heavenly perspective that people can glean from? And you cut the time short for them. You know, maybe somebody who's in their marriage for 5 years and you've been married for 25 years, you have saved them 20 years of heartache and tens of thousands of dollars in counseling and like being on the brink of divorce. I mean, you could have just saved their life. So think about the value that you're delivering. Think about the value of what you're saving them in time too. So your experience and being able to give them the shortcut, it's just like Coach Tam. Like think about all the things she went through when she shares on Kingdom Builders Live about all the gurus, all the things she had to learn and how nobody would just give her all the pieces in one box. And like, that's what Inner Circle does. We cut the time like less than in half. Like it's like a quarter of the time. The learning curve is like micro compared to what we see people say all the time, you know, that like they've been trying to build a business for 20 years, 15 years, however long it's been. And then they come into the Inner Circle and boom, everything clicks. Because it's like all the pieces in one place, everything that you need to build a successful brand and business. So, you know, value your experience, value what you've been through, value that you can cut the time short for someone else, value you can cut the learning curve from them. So that would be my take. I don't have a degree to be a coach, but good job.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. And you'll be shocked. I don't remember who said this. It was either you, Jillian, or you, Coach Tam, that you'll be surprised at how much you do know. Like, you got to just start, right? You got to just start. You got to just get some clients, start talking to them, start coaching them, you know, over deliver with care instead of content, right? They're going to ask you questions. They're going to flesh out your content for you. And you'll be surprised at how much you actually know. And then you'll be blessed to see how the Holy Spirit speaks through you, right? And just leads you through this. So you got to just get started. You got to just start the journey. We all start at zero. We all start at like year one, year zero coach, right? Year zero entrepreneur. You got to just get started. So Coach Tam, I'll leave you with the last word here.
I think it's kind of like when you're giving birth to a dream, it's kind of like giving birth, and the moms will understand this, and I think that the dads can relate too, but it's uncomfortable. It is uncomfortable to have a baby. It's uncomfortable to be pregnant with a dream, and you're going to have to come to terms with the discomfort. I remember, Zack, when I was pregnant with you, I was about 6 months pregnant with you, and I was in tears, and I thought, I can't do this. I cannot do this. I am not going to do this. But I sort of had to do it. It was too late at that point. I had to go ahead and give birth. And I think that as you are in this process of doing the thing that God called you to do, one of the things that a lot of people struggle with is making an offer, is selling something. But if you are going to continue in ministry, you're going to have to support your ministry, and your ministry is going to have to support you. You're going to have to sell something. And it might as well be something awesome and transformational and that totally changes people's lives. But at some point, you're going to have to wrap your brain around the fact that you're probably going to be uncomfortable at first. You're going to be uncomfortable at first, and you will get more comfortable with it as you do it, just like any other skill. And when you make an offer, when you make an irresistible offer, can I tell you, it feels really good to do it. It's really wonderful. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm not shy at all about making an offer. I love to do it because I know what kind of transformation is on the other side. I know when people come into Inner Circle, how it absolutely changes their lives. It changes their families. It changes their finances. It increases their influence. So it's a joy for me. I go into it with a lot of passion and confidence as I present it. I love to do it because I know what's going to happen on the other side for the people who say yes to that offer. So my last word of encouragement would be for you to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Just understand that you are going to be uncomfortable at first, but as you do it, I think you're going to have the experience that I've had and that our clients have had, that the more you do it, the more fun it becomes. And it's no longer going to be something that really chokes you up. It's going to be something that sets you free and sets other people free in the process.
Amen. Amen. I love it, Coach Tam. Great words, honey. Great words, Coach Tam. Awesome podcast with you guys today. We will see you next week on the Kingdom Builders Academy podcast.